Let's start with the late game out in Denver in the West region. It's TCU and Gonzaga. Let's focus first on the Horned Frogs, who got a late basket to get things done, thanks in part to that guy, Jacoby Coles. 1.5 ticks to go, and the Horned Frogs edged out Arizona State to get to the round of 32. TCU was laying 4.5. They didn't cover that one. This time around, they're catching 4 against the Zags. All right, let's bring in our handicappers from Sportsline, and it's going to be the Wizard of Odds, Kenny White and Chip Patterson. Guys, great to be with you. We've seen a little bit of line movement this morning. You could have found 4.5s out there. We'll call it 4 flat, and a total right here at 155. Kenny, I'll start with you. You have a play on the total today. You think there's going to be a lot of points there in the Mile High City?
Yeah, I do. My side number was right on. I made the Zags 4 over TCU in this game, but we know what Gonzaga wants to do. Gonzaga, they love to run. One of the fastest teams in the country, 32nd in pace, number 1 in offensive efficiency, number 75 in the defensive end. They've improved defensively over the year, but still a far better offensive team. Jamie Dixon's club is good defensively, but they're still a strong offensive club. I think they've gotten better offensively since Eddie Lampkin went out. The 6'11", 265-pound center kind of clogged the lane up a little bit sometimes and maybe slowed this team down a little bit. He was also a presence in the paint defensively. Wasn't a big shot blocker, but he detracted a lot of guys from going through the middle and into the paint. So I think it's wide open. I think both teams are long and athletic, but it should be fun. It's going to be up-tempo. So, yeah, I went over, and, everybody's going under in a lot of these games. I understand that. And this total has come down. That gives us just a little more value. It's 153.5 right now. I made this total 160.
Yeah, those unders have been quite profitable, but and you've cashed many of those, Kenny, but we are going to play a few overs today. Chip, you're going to take a stab at the spread here. I mentioned 4.5. They were out there, but you now get 4, so you actually get the Zags a little bit cheaper for you.
Yeah, I'll take Gonzaga, and I will lay the points. I've been fairly high on them coming into the tournament. And while it got a little bumpy out the gate against Grand Canyon, you're almost more encouraged by seeing such a tremendous response, especially compared to the way that some of these other top seeds are struggling against the lower seeded teams. When you get someone like Julian Strother having a great game, that's a lot of confidence. It's not just going to be the Drew Timme show, but ultimately this is also a little bit of a process of elimination play, because the TCU, with the way that it plays, gets out and run, honestly gives me a little bit of like old Press Virginia kind of vibes, those West Virginia teams that would try to force turnovers and get easy buckets. And TCU does a good job of forcing turnovers, but there's just no way that I'm going to be making my wager hoping that they force turnovers to get those easy buckets. Because when it comes to going shot for shot within the flow of an offense, TCU cannot stand on the same court as Gonzaga. And then we start to look at some of the most important things. This TCU team ranks outside of the top 290 in three-point shooting and outside of the top 290 in free throw shooting. I'm just like having haunting memories of all the bricked free throws we saw in the second round action yesterday. And I just don't want to be lining up with the Horned Frogs. So I'll lay it with the Gonzaga team that I've been liking for about a month.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.